What do you say to your critics who say that you are creating a national emergency, that you're concocting a national emergency here in order to get your wall because you couldn't get it through other ways?
Moms, what do you think? Do you think I'm creating something? Ask these incredible women who lost their daughters and their sons. Okay? Because your question is a very political question because you have an agenda. You're CNN. You're fake news.
That's President Trump fighting back to the accusation that there is not an emergency at the border. Joining me now with reaction, host of the Dan Bongino Show podcast, Fox News contributor Dan Bongino. I got to tell you, Dan, he was vintage Donald Trump. I mean, the man, he should have been, you know what? He should have been a boxer. I mean, he would have had everyone on the ropes. It was just vintage. When he said, you know, in answer to this, that's all a fake, it's made up. Look at those women. I mean, he could have tried cases. He was unbelievable. What do you say to that move?
You know, Judge, with Acosta, it's like he keeps coming back. It's like, I saw a shirt once. I was in Six Flags, and it said, you know, the beatings will continue until morale improves, right? Like, when is Acosta going to get the hint? Dude, you keep getting destroyed by the president. Number one, your job, Jim, is to report the news, not be the news. But he keeps inserting himself into the story, Judge, and he keeps getting wrecked by Donald Trump, and he's made a fool of him. But on a serious note, I met both of them. I was actually in D.C. Yeah. I ran into Acosta, said hello, and I ran into the Angel Moms. Yep. When they have their shirts on with the pictures of their dead children,
I've
Judge,
seen it, yeah.
Are you sure you want to be the news guy getting up in front of them,
they don't care.
telling them that's not an emergency as their kid never takes another breath again?
They have no sense of empathy for these women or the fathers.
No, I totally agree. Zero.
All right. So he declares a national emergency. Everybody's now concerned about whether or not, and I put the president's sound on. It's going to go to a Ninth Circuit after it starts in a lower court, Ninth Circuit, and then the Supreme Court. But you have an interesting take on the pots of money that he's going to build the slats with. What do you say?
Yes. He totally outmaneuvered him. Listen, it was not a great bill overall. President Trump already acknowledged that. It's no secret. There are things in there we don't like. But, Judge, I'm telling you, on the funding issue, he completely wrecked the Democrats on this. The sequence of the spending matters. Follow me, folks. This is not really that hard, right? He gets $600 million from the Treasury Forfeiture Fund. Judge, no legal dispute whatsoever.
None.
He hasn't. Congressman Meadows just said that.
None.
$2.5 billion from the MilCon budget, the military construction budget, no legal dispute at all.
Right.
It's when he gets to the emergency declaration money. That could be a year and a half, 2 years away. The wall is already being built by money already allocated. He's almost at his $5 billion already. But nobody's talking about this because the media doesn't want to acknowledge that Trump won this round. Again, he got his money. It's as simple as that.
That's a great point.
He did outsmart them.
That is a great point. Now, you know,
the sequence, Judge, of the spending matters.
Absolutely. Now, I want to talk about Andrew McCabe and what happened. I think we have some sound on McCabe as it relates. Do we have any sound on him? Yeah, let's put it up. Take a listen to this, Dan.
A discussion of the 25th Amendment was simply Rod raised the issue and discussed it with me in the context of thinking about how many other cabinet officials might support such an effort.
All right. So it seems, Dan, that he says that Justice Department officials had discussions about pushing Trump out. Now, this Rod Rosenstein, who I've been frustrated with since day one, he gets to leave quietly. You know, I don't know what the deal is there, who he's got the goods on, and it doesn't make me very happy. But what's going on with McCabe? He's blowing up the FBI, the Department of Justice, and implicating himself. Do you believe it or not?
Well, keep in mind, Judge, Andy McCabe's in a world of trouble right now, and that's why he's even backtracking on this 25th Amendment conversation. He is one of the few players in this who has admitted on the record, that this whole case would not have existed without the dossier. Think about that. Everyone else has kind of fudged the numbers a little bit. Well, we had this.
50,
Remember
50.
Jim Comey? It was a cornucopia of information, or whatever word he used. McCabe has already admitted the spying on Trump would not have happened without the fake Hillary paid for information. McCabe knows that. Now, this knucklehead goes on 60 Minutes and admits to taking part in a coup. And now do you see why this knucklehead's backtracking? I mean, he admitted he took part in a government coup. The 25th Amendment, Judge, you do not have to be a lawyer, although I love your legal degree. To understand the 25th Amendment had no application here whatsoever. The 25th Amendment does not contain the words Federal Bureau of Investigation. Well, it has nothing to do with political disagreements.
But you know, I'm curious. Look, he's been referred to the Department of Justice. It was a criminal referral. I don't know if he's looking for immunity. He's looking to jackpot everybody else. But there's something going on. And by his pushing back now, I mean, we know the guy's a liar. I mean, he had a chance to take back what he lied about when he was in the FBI. He wouldn't even take it back. But I don't know what it means. I can't quite figure it out. But look, there's something wrong there with Rod Rosenstein and the rest of them. But I don't know. Do you agree? Otherwise, we got to go. Tell me what you think fast.
Judge, they both have the good. Listen, you work these cases as a prosecutor. What do you do when you get two bad guys involved in the same crime? You put them in separate rooms and you tell one guy the other guy ratted on him.
You beat them down.
So you get them both to rush to give up the goods quicker. This is what McCabe and Rosenstein are doing.
Love you, Dan. Take care. Thanks.